Hello, friends. You are welcome to another session on Code with Matt. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button and get notified every time a new video is uploaded on this channel. And if you love what you are learning on this channel, kindly hit the like button and help us to reach out to more people. Thank you. Today we will be continuing on our series on learning to program in C programming language. And we will be continuing on the topic if-else statements or conditionals. The last time we learned if-else statements by building a ticketing application. Today we will continue to learn more on if-else statements. We'll look at nested if-else statements, and to help us to do that, first of all, we are going to build a driver eligibility checking app. So without any further ado, let us go straight to our VS Code. Okay, so for us to continue this project, I've set up our boilerplate, and what we want to do is we want to build a driving eligibility checker. So this is another simple application. What it's just going to do is it's going to get some information. We'll get some information from the user, and based on those information, we are going to decide that a person is eligible to have a driver's license and drive on our roads. So that is what we are going to do. In order to do this, I'm just going to make some comments here for us to see our line of action. So in most countries, there's an age range of people who can drive. In Nigeria here, the age range is between 18 and 70. So first of all, we want to get the age. So our first line of action is get age of driver. The next thing we would want to do is check if age is in range. Then, of course, the individual must have gone through a driving school and has passed all the examinations in the driving school. So we have to check has passed driving test. So if all these conditions are met, then we want to issue driver's license. Okay, so this is basically what we want to do in this code. So for us to do this, we need the variable to store the age, and that age is always going to be an integer. So we would have an int age. We would also need another variable to check whether this person has passed the driving test. So that variable would be int passed test. No, sorry. I would want to use a char for that. So char pass test. And this char would be there be yes or no, which would be y or n. So to keep things simple, I'm just going to use y or n. And this could be capital letter Y or capital letters or small letters. So to progress, our first thing is we're going to display a prompt. So we can use printf for our prompt. So enter driver's age. So immediately we try to get that input and store it somewhere. Scanf. So remember with scanf, what we are looking for is integer. So we use the %d. And then we need to pass in the address of age. Then we are going to print another prompt. Okay, before printing another prompt, we can start to check. So if the driver has not yet, if the driver is not up to age, then of course there is no need for the driver to undergo any testing. So we can have this. So here we are going to test we're going to combine two different conditions. A condition where just to check if the age is in range. Here in Nigeria, the age range for people allowed to drive on the roads is actually between 18 and 70. So which is what we are going to use. So we're going to have an if statement. And the first condition is if age is less than 70. So that means the person is not too old, right? And if age is greater than or equal to 18. So you can see what we've done here is we've combined two relational operations, right? These are relational operators. And we've combined them with the logical AND. So this is a logical operator. So we are saying if age is less than 70 and age is greater than or equal to 18. So what it means is that this person is, according to age, is eligible to drive. So if not, so we can say else. We can have an else statement there. And then we will do something in the else. So when this person is eligible, the next thing is we want to check, has this person passed the driving test? So we are going to have another, we are going to print another prompt. So has driver passed the driving test? So what we are expecting y. So it could be small letter y. Oh, sorry. So the reason why there is a problem with that is I used the double quotes. So if I use the double quotes and I want to include the double quote inside my my string literal here, I would have to use the escape character to escape that quote out. But if not, I could just use a single quote. So let me just use a single quote. So it could be y or small letter y, or the small letter y. So capital letter Y, small letter y, or It could be capital letter N or small letter n. Okay. So it then means that we would have to check all of these characters. We would have to check all of these characters in our condition. So to get the character from the user, we'll have to use scanf. So this time around, we are still going to pass in the address. So what we need is a %C. And we are passing in the address of past test. So then we now begin another check. So this is the nested if statement. So what we are doing is we have checked the first condition, right? So inside this condition being true, we are going to use another if statement. So we are going to check if driver has passed the test, right? So if pass test equal, so our first thing is yes, right? So we're checking for yes. So it could be capital letter Y. So now I'm going to combine two expressions. So we're using two relational operators. We're checking for equality, and this is our logical OR. So OR pass test equal Y. So then what do we want to do? So it means that this person is eligible to drive. So we can say, let me use a puts now. So we can just do a puts, right? And say driver is eligible. Give driver's license. So, and of course, we can have an else. So this else, of course, what this else is going to do, for now, we can modify this code with a loop to ensure that the input is either going to be capital letter Y, small letter y, capital letter N, and small letter n. So, but for now, we wouldn't do that. In the next lesson, we would, or let me say in some lessons to come, maybe in the next two videos, we would talk about loops. And then in loops, we would correct this and make this code better. So we could say else. We can print driver is not. So let's just put this here. So driver is not eligible. Driver needs to pass license exam. So in the situation where the driver is below the age or above the age, so we will deal with that in this else. So we can print two different things based on the age. So we can say if age is greater than or equal to 70. So of course, we can just print driver is not eligible and say driver is too old. So, and then of course, we can have an else statement. And the driver is not eligible. Driver is underage. Of course, we have a lot of underage people driving on the road these days. So driver is not eligible. Driver is underage. So this is our program. Let's test it out. So it's driving eligibility.c. So our output would be, let's name it drive check. So it compiles successfully. So let's run drive check. So enter driver's age. So let's say the age is 40. So as the driver passed the driving test, okay, so let's say yes. So immediately you can see that we actually have an error. There is a problem. So then, what can be the problem? What can be the problem? We can see that our scanf here seems not to be taking, it seems not to be taking anything. It seems not to be taking any input. So the problem might be from here. And if we are to debug this, I would want us to go to a website that I usually use. You can use Stack Overflow to search what is happening. So let's head over to Stack Overflow. Okay, so coming to Google, if I search for scanf for char, you will see that the first search is and the first search result here is how to do scanf for single char in C. So this is on Stack Overflow. So this may really help you when you run into problems with your code. So this person is trying to do exactly what we are doing, right? So I'm trying to get a char from a user with scanf. And when I run it, the program don't wait for the user to type anything. So this is the source code. So this person is trying to, please enter one char, so scanf. So the person is not able to get anything from here. So let's see this answer. The first answer, one of the things is you will check for the most voted answers, right? So you can see this answer was upvoted by 301 people. So the percentage conversion specifier won't automatically skip any leading white space. So if there is a stray new line in the input stream from a previous entry, for example, the scanf will automatically consume it immediately. One way around the problem is to put a blank space before the conversion specifier in the format string. So we're putting a blank space here. So what is this person saying? That there is a stray new line. So heading back to our code, let's see what this person is talking about. Let me rerun this code. So you see, I entered 40. For this input to be accepted, I pressed enter. Enter actually means a new line. It sends in a new line character to the terminal. So immediately on getting to this line of scanf, the new line is still there in the input terminal. So it's still being read. and immediately makes this scanf to immediately return. So in order for us to bypass this, the answer there on Stack Overflow says we should add a new, just a space, an empty space, just a white space. So this white space will be what will consume the new line that is already there, and then this one will now take in our input. So let's recompile now. So if we run the program again, the age is 40. So you can see now that it is waiting for us to enter our input. So let's say yes. So I have used small letter y. So it's now saying driver is eligible. Give driver's license. So that means our code is working for when the age is correct and the person has passed, right? So let's run the code again. So let's say driver is still 40. So let's use no this time around. Driver is not eligible. Driver needs to pass license exam. So let's run again. So this time around, let's give 12-year-old. So driver is not eligible. Driver is underage. So let's give another check 75. So driver is not eligible. Driver is too old. So let's see when we use capital letter, right? So the person is 35 years, and then we use capital letter Y. So you see driver is eligible and give driver's license. So if you can keep checking, try different edge cases and see the result of this code. So we will stop here for today. It's been a wonderful time. One of the things that you've learned, you've seen how we can use multiple conditions, test for multiple conditions with logical operators, and logical operator or, and then you can see how we nested our if statements, and you can also see how we were able to check for errors, see where something went wrong by going to Google and going to Stack Overflow. So it's been a wonderful time learning to code on Code with Matt. In the next video, we would still continue on our conditional statements. We would we would check the ternary operators. We'll look at ternary operators quickly in the next video. And then the video after that, we will still continue and we'll look at switch statements before we start talking about loops in C. Thank you very much. If you like this video and you enjoyed yourself every coding session, please give this video a thumbs up, a like on YouTube, and help me to reach out to more people. And if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, and I would love to see you in the next tutorial video. Thank you very much. Bye.